In this video, we'll talk about WordPress themes. So what are WordPress themes? Well, the WordPress theme is just a way to say how to skin your WordPress site. So it is, though, more than just a skin, meaning more than just the way it looks. WordPress themes can also provide a lot of control over the visual presentation of your content and also of other data on your WordPress site. So this means the behavior of certain site elements while interacting with visitors. So it's not just about how it looks, but also about how it can behave. Basically, a WordPress theme is a collection of files that really all work together to produce a unifying design. So by default, WordPress comes with 3 themes, and depending on what year it is, it's normally named after the year and the previous 2 years. So where do you get more WordPress themes if you don't like the default ones that you're given? Well, the WordPress theme directory is the official site for WordPress themes. All you have to do is just install and activate from your dashboard. So watch the video tutorial on how to do this. All right, other places to get themes is you can also buy premium WordPress themes from companies like ThemeForest, StudioPress, Elegant Themes, Themify, and so on. Okay, so you will buy the premium themes here, and then you would install a theme using the upload method from your WordPress admin. So the video tutorial also shows you how to do this. Okay, so when you buy themes or a theme from one of those above mentioned places, you can download the zip file of the theme that you just purchased. Then you go to Appearance, Theme page in the WordPress admin area, and then you click the Add New button. So of course, this sounds a bit abstract to you here. Please go watch the video to see how to do this. What this PowerPoint is really about is about how to choose a theme. Okay, so what is a theme and what is a good theme for your website? Well, here are some questions to ask when you're choosing a theme. Of course, every website will have a different answer. So the questions that you need to ask that will help you decide which theme to pick is, does the theme match your website's purpose? Does it match your website's niche and audience style? Okay, does the theme match your budget? How much money do you have to buy a theme, or do you even have a budget? Are you looking for free or premium ones? Okay, what are the licensing options? If you were to purchase or not purchase one, what are you allowed to do with that version of that theme? Is the theme from a reputable theme developer? You might remember from a few classes back where we talked about, some of the security risk to WordPress sites. It comes from plugins and themes that are developed by other developers that might not be so safe to use. So you have to make sure when you get a theme that you are getting it from a reputable theme developer, someone that is known in the community, that has reviews, that has good reviews. If you just get it from someone that you've never heard of before and would just disappear after giving you the theme, who knows what it contains, right? And also what you need to know is the theme updated frequently? Okay, will it be compatible with future versions of WordPress site? Is it maintained? Does it come with documentation? Does the theme developer provide support? Is there a place that you can go to get help when you need it? Okay, and is the theme accessible? Does the theme have money back guarantee? If you bought a premium theme and you're not happy with it, can you get your money back? So things to consider when choosing, and in addition to asking those questions, these are some things that you also want to think about. You really want to strive for simplicity. Don't get something with all the bells and whistles that you don't need. It might just make your site slow. If you don't need those features, don't worry about them. Okay, of course you need one that's responsive, a big must-have. Okay, browser compatibility. Make sure that it's compatible across many different browsers. Make sure that it has supported plugins. Okay, make sure that it's translation and multilingual ready. And also, ensure that there's page builders in it, built into it. So what are page builders? We'll spend another class on page builders. But right now what you need to know is that page builders are WordPress plugins that allow you to create page layouts using the drag and drop interface. Much easier to use than the previous version, and page builder is still quite new. All right, so you also need to have support options when you need help. So if you need help with a certain theme, who can you go to for help? Okay, and you also need SEO friendliness. Search engine optimization is a big must. If people can't find your site, there is no point having that website, right? So you need to have SEO built into your theme. And finally, ratings and reviews, always something that you must look at before you pick a theme, right? What are the ratings? What do people feel about it? What do people that have used it feel about it? What are the reviews? What are the answers to the reviews? And so on. Okay, so here is the list of do's and don'ts. So do make a list of the features that you want ahead of time. Instead of picking a theme based on, the color or the pictures on it or the font that you like, remember that it's much more than that. What features does it support? What does it allow you to have? What is the layout of pages? It's difficult to change the layout of pages. It's easy to change the color. All right, and don't choose a bloated theme. More is not always better, okay? Don't choose something with all the bells and whistles if you don't need the bells and whistles. And yes, do keep color in mind, pick something that has already been put together in a way that you like it instead of having to manually go change the CSS yourself. And you not being, a graphic designer would not have as solid as an understanding of the color scheme and how things work. You won't understand that as well as someone who is a designer who has put those colors together. So make sure that you already like the color scheme and everything that is in part of the theme. Okay, do consider buying a premium theme. When you pay for something, the product is always better, and the developer is also able to spend time and money on it, on maintaining it and providing support for it if they're getting paid for it. So premium themes for that reason are better. Okay, so don't choose a theme that has a font that's hard to read. Of course, you can go in and change that later manually, but why not just start out with something that works, okay? And do test the theme very well before you commit to it. All right, so this one just goes through what I just talked about in more detail. So number one, do make a list of the features that you want ahead of time. Before selecting a theme, determine which features are essential and which ones you can live without. The WordPress feature filter, which will be shown to you in the video, kind of helps you customize your search for free themes based on specific features, like is it translation ready? Does it have a flexible header? If those are the things that are important to you, you should check them. Okay, next, have your design in mind before making a selection. Do you need one column or multiple columns? What is the layout that you need? Don't choose a bloated theme. Don't choose a theme cluttered with features, right? A feature-rich theme might be nice. You feel like you're getting more, but it really affects your site performance. Restrain yourself against installing every feature that you think is cool, like fancy music players or gaming capabilities. But if they're not adding to your visitor's experience but detracting from the site performance, then it's not a good thing. So developers also often use code they find on the internet for these features, and this creates security weak spots. So it's not anymore focused on keeping a site secure, but on performing like fancy functions. So be careful of that. Okay, and do keep the color in mind. Colors increase brand recognition. So if you have a logo, try to match your color scheme of that logo. If you're sticking to neutrals, a hint of color here and there will make it more interesting. So you can have a pretty plain neutral background and then have some accent colors that pop. WordPress makes it super easy to alter the appearance, like colors, and you can go right into the file and alter it in custom CSS if you have some knowledge of CSS, or you can even just customize it under appearance. Okay, usually it even allows you to choose between dark and light settings. When you're choosing this, do note that statistically, sites visitors prefer lighter colored websites. Okay, so if you do choose to opt for the dark side, know that you're decreasing readability and also the the opportunity for more kind of conventional standard design elements, and it might not always work with certain other elements. Okay, but make sure that you have a good reason if you are going dark. Okay, so do consider buying a premium theme. Free themes are great for those on a budget, or if you're just practicing or you have to create a free site for someone. Okay, however, they do present some issues. Okay, the quality of coding is, potentially is not as good as when you're paying for it. And when you're using a free theme, you also risk having it not being updated regularly. There's a lack of support, and the theme author maybe sometimes just abandoning the theme altogether, just walking away from it and not offering upgrades or help or maintenance anymore. Okay. So don't choose a theme with a font that's hard to read. You want to make it as easy as possible for your audience to navigate your site. Make your font simple, sophisticated, readable. If you're familiar with CSS, you should be ready to go in and adjust the font, although some free themes might be limited in how much you can actually customize. So something to note when you're selecting your theme. Okay, do test it thoroughly. You can install Theme Check plugin that checks if your theme is up to all current WordPress standards. So when you're done with the tweaks and have uploaded all your content, review your site before you announce it to the world. Okay. Finally, reread all of your content, search your site on a mobile device, make sure that all your images load properly and in a timely fashion. Now, when you choose a theme, you use it, maybe use it for a little while or use it for a long time, you can always switch to a different theme after. Okay, you can switch from theme to theme, like a hermit crab, kind of like switching houses. That's fine, you can do that, but there are some things that you should note. It's very important that you can create a complete WordPress backup when you're making a major change, like switching themes or installing plugins or importing or exporting data. So if you're switching themes, you must back up, okay? So before activating a new WordPress theme, you should preview it to see how it will affect your site. WordPress allows you to install and preview themes without activating them. So just install a theme and leave it on live preview button under that theme, okay? All right, another thing you need to know about is licenses. WordPress is an open source software that comes with a GPL license. Most of the themes and plugins are under the GPL license as well. So what does a GPL license mean? You can modify the code to suit your requirements. So this license also allows you to use a purchase theme on multiple websites. You might want to go with a liberal or restrictive license. Okay. And other things to expect when you're switching, menus will most likely disappear in a new theme. That might get kind of moved around. Widget settings will be changed and theme settings might disappear. So prepare for those when you're switching themes, okay? Those are things that you won't be able to avoid probably. So make sure that you go in and you still have to clean up your site somewhat after you switch themes. And here's a source to my content in this PowerPoint. We are done with the themes PowerPoint now. Don't forget to watch the video tutorial.